So in continuation of my previous videos, your boy Shake with some more NBA 2K22 news. Late last night, lead gameplay director for NBA 2K Mike Wang got on Twitter last night, made some statements and answered a bunch of questions. There's a lot to talk about, I'm not gonna waste your time, let's get into it. So if you don't know, this was the initial statement. Mike says that new seasonal animation content drops are for my players only, not NBA players. The goal is to keep the game fresh all year long and encourage players to use signature moves that they otherwise may not have. Don't worry, there will still be a ton of variety to choose from at launch. And I'm telling you, the goal is not to keep the game fresh all year, it's also to keep you playing all year. Not sure if you have to pay for it, but this sounds a lot like a battle pass. Jojo with a good question, he says, will you still need a high 3-point to shoot? Because it was hard to shoot with an 80 3-point. And I'm assuming this question is coming from current gen, because next gen, it was pretty easy to shoot with an 80 3-point rating. The foot planning was so perfect on next gen, you could really time your shots pretty easily. Mike says you don't have to be as high as last year to be a perimeter shooting threat. That is if you have good timing at least. So once again, you do need good timing, and like he said in the previous video, it kind of depends on how close the defenders are to you. Perp Rain says if you unlock animations at 99, you don't lose them anymore if you drop to 95. Just copy it how badges do it. People just quit games if they know they'll lose. That was kind of a statement question. Mike answers by saying overalls won't drop this year. That was a big suggestion off my wishlist videos for the last two 2Ks, asking to get rid of the fluctuating overall system. Not only will you not lose your 99 overall, but overalls won't drop at all this year. Now you can finally feel accomplished at 99 overall. If you continue to play throughout the seasons, you can unlock new animations, or just focus on making new builds. Another question from Trippy Illusions. Hey Mike, is real player percentage still in the game? And he says yes. Great question from Nebs Fu as it pertains to Zen users. I would pay thousands of dollars to know if you removed vibration from 22 or not. Can't have Zen made bozos like how 21 had for 90% of the year. And of course, Mike says the vibration shot cue is gone. That was a huge mistake and a big gamble for 2K to make in the first place. 2K tried their best to increase the skill gap by modifying the shooting. I'm glad we're finally moving on from that. Great question from Joe Ross. Will both next and current gen consoles receive the new animations and SIGs? Or will one get some exclusive to its generation? And Mike proudly says the plan is to release the same SIG animations on both gens. That's great because I plan on playing both current and next gen. I want the experience of both the cruise ship and the city, but without the problem I had with 2K21 with having to adapt to the dribble controls because they were so drastically different. And speaking of that, Browdy asks how different is current from next gen? And Mike says current and next gen are much more similar on court this year compared to last. Again, that's a big W. I can finally play both games and it'll just be a change of scenery rather than a change of gameplay mechanics. Great question from Drive Paint. He says, does no shot meter still give you a boost to your shot percentage in 2K22? And Mike says yes. So for those of us that don't use shot meters and like that little splash animation, I hope they still have that in the game. But I'm glad to know that I don't even have to use a shot meter no matter how bad they make it this year. And another good question coming from Amazing Happens asking if there are new jump shot landings, and Mike says yes. So they are continuing the tradition of bringing out new jump shot landings. And finally, a question pertaining to dribbles. My man Twitch says Curry Slide is seasonal content. He's laughing his ass off because the whole 2K guard community will be in shambles. And Mike says maybe I shouldn't release it at all. I think he's hinting that the Curry Slide might just be gone from 2K22 altogether. If you really look at it, it was kind of a travel animation anyway. But the real exploit was you could be shifting your body weight in one whole direction and completely cancel and throw your body in another. Near impossible to do in real life. You can't just be going in one direction and immediately just Curry Slide out of that. You would tear your ACL. I can't lie, that animation's been in 2K for a few years. It was at its best in 2K21, but I did take the time to get used to playing without it. And trust me, I was still able to chain all kinds of other combinations regardless. So it's your boy Shake, just trying to keep you guys as up to date as possible. Let me know what you guys think of all this information in the comment section below. Smack that like and subscribe. Turn on notifications for more news, and I'll see you guys in the next one.